Welcome to the game. GolfCask original.
All right, GolfCask Nation, this is Brian Bailey here talking timing inside of putting and timing inside of whiskey as what the barrel does. So what we're gonna really focus in on is timing and putting. I think this is a skill most people do not spend enough time on, especially putts inside of 10 feet. Your ability to deliver it to the hole and pass, right? So when we talk about timing inside of the putting stroke, our ability to move in length and in time, right? I can move here and move really fast, right? I could go really, really long and really, really slow. And my goal is to be able to create a putt that goes 10 to 12 feet every time I'm trying to go to 10 feet. So right here at the end of my board is a 10-foot putt. So what I want to try to figure out is what length do I need to go back and what time through can I generate a 10-foot putt? So just for giggles, we're going to go really short and really quick. Definitely a putt that goes 12 feet. And now we're going to do that same motion. Now I'm going to triple it in length, right? So I'm going to go really, really long and really, really slow. Again, a putt that was going to go 10 feet. And then I could find something in between. So here's the beauty of the system. There's no right or wrong way, just like whiskey, right? There's no right or wrong way to drink a whiskey or what type of whiskey you enjoy. It really comes down to what you do and how you do it best. I know short and quick is death for me, and I know super long, super slow is death for me. I know somewhere in between. So what we're going to do is at 10 feet, I'm going to figure out how far I'm going to have to take this putter back, and this will be about a foot. So I'm going to take the putter back about a foot and go about a foot through. And to me, that is a very, very happy place to be. Now I can kind of control the length of my stroke, the timing of my putt, thus it allows me to make more putts, right? So if I go really short, really quick, I pull on the handle a lot, I can have a lot of face variance, and again, a lot of speed control issues because everything is done with accelerations. And again, if I go really super long, really super slow, I can have some variance as well because the club's going to kind of float in space because there's not a rhythm and there's no forces trying to keep the putter involved. So for me, I know roughly, ideally, at about 10 feet, I'm about 12 inches past. So about 12 inches behind, 12 inches throw, and I make really, really good putts. And again, if I can control speed, if I can control distance from 10 to 12 feet, every time I putt it, I always have tap-ins. If they don't go in the hole, I have tap-ins coming back, right? To me, tap-in is anything inside of 2 feet. And again, we can just sit here all day and just make putts. And that's what we want to get to, is by having a stroke that is well-balanced. By talking well-balanced, I want it a foot back and basically a foot through. I don't want it a foot back and 6 feet through. I don't want it 4 inches back and a foot through. I want it well balanced, ideally foot to foot. That just means I'm putting in about the same amount of energy. I'm not pulling on the shaft. I'm not pulling, tugging on the shaft. I'm not rotating the face. I'm not trying to put too much energy in the system to basically make this thing start to turn. That is death, right? Most putting strokes fail when the putt gets here, and then as soon as we pull on the shaft or on the handle, we create issues, right? So I've learned over time, for me, it's about a foot back, a foot through. I can roll it 10 to 12 feet. On a stimp, my stimp here on the carpet is probably about a 10, 11, which is what I normally play. So it's a really good way for me to go train as well. But again, if I can start delivering things at speed, control my length and time together, right? Again, length is how far, time is how fast we move in that. So to think a little bit more about time, take a couple more of these putts. What would happen if I do my length at 12 inches back, right? 12 inches back, but I accelerate a lot. Way too much energy, right? Way too much energy. What if I do the exact opposite? What if I go 12 inches back, but I move really, really slow? Not enough energy. So this is where time becomes important, right? Like time in the barrel. This is going to add complexity. It's going to add flavors. It's going to make the whiskey taste better. It's going to make my putt better, right? Because I have less pieces that are going to go wrong. I've aged this perfectly with time and length. and I can just sit here and deliver the same putt every time to the center of the cup. And that is, to me, understanding time and length is a key asset if you want to become a good putter. Green reading is number one. Number two is actually being able to control length and time. Three would be start line, where the face points. That's where I see most people and everybody train to. It's not the best way to go. So once you have your green reading down, which I encourage you to take aim point, you can come take a class with me and we can enjoy some whiskey or find a wonderful aim point instructor around the world. But again, I want to be able to control time and distance and just make 10 footers like they're going. I'm only supposed to be making like 40%. I think I'm turning in about 60% right now, 70%. This is how good I am. Look, no, I'm kidding. So again, to me, understanding time and length is really important if you want to elevate that next level of putting. And again, at 10 feet, most people have a 10-foot carpet or can buy a 10-foot putting green. You can train 10 feet and in. Think of how many strokes in your last round of golf you gave away shots because your distance control from the hole was just not where it needed to be. I'm going to give you some more games and videos following up. Our game of the week, we're going to highlight a little bit more inside of this. So be on the watch of that. Come in here in a second. But hey, thank you so much. Again, this was time and length and starting to understand the maturation of a good putting stroke. Thank you so much.